Overseas Kiwis have started casting their votes and Labor's released its fiscal plan outlining how it's going to pay for its election promises. National's yet to reveal its plan though, leading to more accusations their numbers can't be trusted.
And Newshub can reveal who New Zealanders trust more to be their finance minister. Political reporter Amelia Wade has more.
I have been
getting very friendly over the fiscals.
Now, funding cost pressures is not sexy stuff, but it's the stuff that governments have to do.
All part of Labor's thrust for financial trust.
Thank you, Grant. I think you're the only person I have ever heard who has used the term cost pressures and sexy stuff in the same sentence.
What finance ministers do.
What finance ministers also do is balance the books. And before anyone starts thinking about Grant Robertson's fiscal holes, their numbers have been checked and signed off by economists at Infometrics.
They've gone through and they've tested the assumptions in some areas, said that they're credible and believe that overall the underlying assumptions are credible.
And Robertson's right, there is nothing sexy about the numbers. There's only $660 million spare for when another natural disaster hits.
It will be tight, absolutely, but we've provisioned for the big cost pressures the government will face.
Labor's fiscal plan is a fantasy. They have never delivered on the commitments they have made in their fiscal plans.
So, to see who's winning the finance fight, in our latest Newshub-Reid research poll, we asked who do you trust more as a potential finance minister? Almost 35% said Grant Robertson, but slightly more people back blue. Just over 35% trust Nicola Willis. But there are still a lot of Kiwis who say neither or don't know, about 30% combined.
They have every reason to trust us. We have managed New Zealand's economy responsibly through some of the most difficult and challenging circumstances the country has seen in any of our lifetimes.
No reason to trust Grant Robertson. He's broken every spending commitment he has ever made, and I will be a finance minister of my word.
Though Labor says Willis has already broken her word.
The National Party promised that they were going to set out their fiscal plan before voting started. Voting starts today. They still haven't set out their fiscal plan. There's one reason for that. They can't make their numbers add up. Everybody knows they can't make their numbers add up.
Early voting starts on Monday, and it was always my intention that we would release our fiscal plan ahead of that, and we will.
Does overseas voting not count?
Well, I was meaning early voting, which in New Zealand starts on Monday. Vote National.
And there will be a lot of trust riding on their financial plan.
Well, kia ora, Amelia. So when will National be releasing its financial plan?
Well, Nicola Willis confirmed today that National will be releasing its fiscal plan on Friday. And now there is considerably more pressure on National than there is on Labor. And that's because Labor has been able to lean on the heft of Treasury. And basically because a lot of its election promises were banked into the pre-election fiscal update. So today's plan just topped it up with the new promises that were made on the campaign, such as taking GST or fresh fruit and veg and free basic dental for under 30s. And it looks like National has been waiting for Labor to release its financial plan, so there are no surprises because National's already had a pretty nasty one. In that pre-election fiscal update, turns out there was $500 million less in the climate fund than they were expecting, and they need to raise that fund in order to pay for its tax cuts. And given the intense scrutiny that National has had on their tax plan, with numerous economists saying that it doesn't stack up, the pressure is on National to make sure that that fiscal plan is watertight without so much as a shadow of a fiscal hole.
Indeed, Amelia Wade there, live from Central Auckland. Tēnā koe.